5 seconds to go. Start. PW2 in his evidence states that on the day of the incident he was working on thresher which was set near Jagatpur, and when he was going to buy BDs he met PW1 on the way. He states that when they reached in gully near the house of accused persons, accused caught PW1 and took him into the house by giving him beatings. It is, however, to be noted that in the evidence of PW1 there is no mention with regard to the presence of PW2. PW2 submitted that thereafter he went back, and when he reached near Jagatpur Canal, he met and he informed them about the incident of PW1 meeting him and being assaulted. He stated that thereafter he, along with both Manjeet and Jaswinder, went to the place of occurrence. He stated that he was at a short distance from them. He stated that when they reached in the gully of house of the accused persons caught both the deceased as well and started giving beatings. From there he went to Lakhanpur and made a telephone call that deceased persons have been detained in the house by accused persons. He states that when they reached the house of accused persons, police had already reached there. PW3, who resides near the house of accused persons, has turned hostile. It is to be noted that the place of occurrence is the house of accused persons. The versions as to why the deceased as well as PW1 went to the house of the accused persons are varying. As per the version of PW1, he had gone there in search of laborers, and thereafter he was caught by the accused persons since there was a dispute with regard to loan amount of rupees 50. As per the dying declaration of deceased and Manjeet had gone there to collect grass fodder. Whereas as per the evidence of PW2, when he was going to Jagatpur to buy BDs, he met PW1 and both of them went to the gully of the accused persons. He admitted that BD shop was not in the same gully. According to him, after PW1 was assaulted by the accused persons, he went from there, and on the way deceased and Manjeet met him and he informed them about the incident of PW1 being assaulted and tied. After that, all three of them went to the gully where the house of the accused persons was situated. There, the accused persons assaulted Jaswinder and Manjeet, and he went away from there. It is further to be noted that accused number 1 Lalchand, since deceased, had also received injuries in the said incident. The prosecution has failed to explain the same. The IO has admitted that he did not make investigation as to how accused number 1 Lalchand, since deceased, had received injuries. It is the specific defense taken by accused number 1 Lalchand, since deceased, that while he was lying on the bed in his room, two persons entered his room and one of them gave a lathi blow on his head, as a result of which he started bleeding and became unconscious because of the fracture. From the materials placed on record, it appears that the prosecution has not come with clean hands and has attempted to suppress the genesis of the incident. There are contradictions in the dying declaration as well as in the evidence of PW1 and PW2 as to in what circumstances the deceased Jaswinder and Manjeet went to the house of the accused persons. The prosecution has failed to explain the injury sustained by accused number 1 Lalchand, since deceased. A suggestion was also given by the accused persons that the accused were having enmity with Mohanlal and Keval Krishna, and deceased as well as PW1 and PW2 were sent by them to assault accused number 1 Lalchand, since deceased. No doubt that this is denied. The defense of the accused appears to be that the deceased Jaswinder and Manjeet as well as PW1 and PW2 were engaged by Mohanlal and Keval Krishna to take revenge on account of previous enmity. As already discussed herein above, the place of occurrence is the house of accused number 1 Lalchand, since deceased. Out of 6 remaining accused, 5 are his sons. There are material contradictions as to how and in what circumstances the deceased Jaswinder and Manjeet went to the house of the appellants. The version given in the dying declaration as well as in the evidence of PW1 and PW2 are totally different. The prosecution has failed to prove the injuries sustained by the accused number 1 Lalchand since deceased. It is the specific case of the accused number 1 Lalchand since deceased that two persons had come to his house and they assaulted him with a lathi. The possibility that the accused persons enraged by the assault on accused number 1 Lalchand since deceased, whilst deprived of the power of self-control by grave and sudden provocation, attacked the deceased Jaswinder and Manjeet, resulting in their death, cannot be ruled out. We find that the appellants are entitled to benefit of doubt in view of exception 1 of section 300 of the RPC. As such, we are of the considered view that the prosecution has failed to prove the case under section 302 of the RPC beyond reasonable doubt. Stop.